What's up, my good people, and welcome to today's live. Yes, as you join this live, make sure to share with your friends this live. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are live. Yes. Mhm. Yes. As we wait for the others to join, kindly like the video. Yes, thank you so much for joining. Rokichan, hello, how are you doing? Freeway Dread, oh, thank you so much. You guys, you were on time. You were on time, and thank you so much. Hey, Skoda boy, greetings. Hi, Claudia, our empress. Hi, Charles Clinton, how are you, dear? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining this live. Silver Fox, thank you so much for joining today's live. Make sure to give the video a like. Skoda boy, greetings. Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hey, Silver Fox, thank you. Hello, Claudia Works. You are looking great today. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, as we wait for the others to join today, I have guests. I've tried to send them their link to join the live. I'm still waiting for them to join. And on today's topic, as they join, we are going to talk about how Jamaicans are related to Africans. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Stay here. So, Princess saying hello. Thank you so much for joining today's live. So this is the third live. Is it the third live or the first live of the week? I have to go like 3 lives per week. Stephen Alexander, uko haje kaka? Karibu sana, karibu sana. Let me know if I'm clear enough, guys. Let me know if I'm clear enough. Oh, should I? Am I clear? Am I audible? Alexander, karibu sana. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Yes, before they join, just ask me any question that you want to know about Claudia work. Yes. Alexander anasema ako salama. He means that he is okay. He's trying to teach himself how to speak Swahili. Mhm. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to like this live. Make sure to like this live. And guys, if you have anything, you can still comment down below. So I'm waiting for Mighty and Black Joe to join this live. Am I clear? Am I audible enough? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Hmm. Africans unite. I'm, I'm still trying to get. I'm trying. So make sure to like this video as we join. Yes. Mhm. Audible clicking a little bit. Thank you, Freeway. At least, at least. Anyway, as we wait for them, just bring a story. I'm not a good storyteller, but we can still. You are clear and outbow enough. Thank you so much. Garfield, I lovely. Why are you so lovely? Tell me the secret. That is my question for today. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know how to answer that. Honestly, I don't know how to answer. Here in Kenya, Africa, we say it's God. Tunasemanga ni Mungu manze. Ni Mungu. So it means that it's God. So I don't know how to answer your question. But anyway, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Another question. Another question. Another question. Another question. Another question. I thank God. Make sure to like this video, guys. Claudia, one day you will have to teach us Swahili to your Jamaican subscribers. Yes, I can as well teach you. Like kuja. 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 It means come. It means come. Kuja. It means come. Imagine, simple as that. Now you know one word in Swahili. Fini TV Media, hello host. And the chat, hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sports channel, hi Claudia, just logging in. We have just started and thank you so much. Welcome and make sure to like this video. Stebarioka Gake. Wewe ni Mkisi. You are a Kisi. But I don't know how to talk. I know Gaki. And which other word do I know in Kisi? I don't know. Kisi. Thank you so much for channel for joining today's live. Why do I write of content? Hello, Claudia. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Hamadi, I am all yours. Okay, thank you so much. I'm also yours. Anyway, please subscribe and share this. Road to 1 million subscribers. Yes, thank you so much, Garvey, for reminding them to subscribe. I can see Amadi has just joined. Amadi, there is a link I've sent you. Just click that link to join this live. The last link. Just check. Yes, hit that like button and support our African friends. Today I'm so excited. What button must I touch now? How should I? No. Just go to your. I've sent you. Just check. Just check on your WhatsApp. I sent you a link. You click that link. Let me see here if I can copy paste here. Just a minute. I check it. Is it my audio or Claudia? I'm hearing a glitching sound. Honestly, I don't know. Guys, let me know if I'm audible enough. Honestly, I don't know. Fini, my new vlog, kindly show some love, guys. Alkan, hey madam, how are you? I am working in Dubai. Thank you so much. And welcome to today's live. If you are new here, kindly subscribe. Thank you. If you are new here, kindly subscribe. Hey, hello, Ahmad, how are you?
Blessed love. I'm just here hanging, waiting for the good time to talk to the people all over the world in Kenya, Ghana, Somalia, Sudan, Mali, Swaziland, Mozambique, Tanzania, Botswana.
It's okay. Welcome
Okay,
to your
yeah,
box and welcome
I
to
did it.
live.
Thank you for having me. This is history in the making at this point in time.
We have been waiting for you.
So I made it. I made it. I was so dinosaur like mentality, thinking that I would never because I'm not so good with oh my God, I was supposed to call some other people to tell them that I'm getting on. I'm not so good with modern technology like you are and the people your age group and younger. You know, I'm still in the Stone Age, but I'm ready to rock and roll. Whatever you have, shoot your shot, and I'll give you what I got.
Oh, thank you. Now, on today's topic, we'll be discussing about the history of Jamaicans moving from Africa, how did it began, and all other things. Like, I don't know the history, but mhm, I
Well,
just want.
in a give you a little synopsis about that. It was the Portuguese who first, after the Moors who were African, who ruled Spain for over 700 years until the 1492. The Portuguese now started to go to of the coast of Africa and started may imposing slavery and manual labor and African people like in Mozambique and all those places. Now, when the Spaniard got wind of it, the Spaniard said, "Oh, it's been alleged that the Spaniard were going to India to look for spice." No, they weren't. That's a lie. That's a lie. In the Americas, they end up in the Americas, which is Santo Domingo, which is Dominican Republic and Haiti. That's where they first end up. And meeting the people there, they even had Africans who they brought with them who spoke Hebrew and many other languages that could correspond with the natives that lived in the Americas, because the Americas is North America, Colombia, Haiti, Trinidad, Curacao, Turks and Caicos, Bermuda, Grand Cayman. I'm just giving you a few of the islands in this region. When they first came here, they found civilized people who had humanity, but the Spaniard came with the intention of plundering. And they stayed in Dominican Republic for a while and went back to Spain. At the time when they came to the Dominican Republic, they brought Africans who were Moors. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, the Moors were Arab. No, the reason why people try to, should I say, dilute the fact that saying that the Moors were Arabs because they were light skinned and have straight hair. That's the only reason why they don't want to give Africans the credit of civilized, have you heard about the Dark Age in Europe? That's the time when there was only like two universities in all of Europe, two universities, and it was the Moor who went there and civilized these people. So the Columbus knew what he was doing when he was bringing Africans on the ship to come to the Americas. And when they got to the Americas, which is Dominican Republic and Haiti, they could communicate with the people they saw here, which were civilized people. Then eventually, I said, I'm just people that are listening. I'm just giving synopsis now. I can't give ABC. The Spaniard came, and not the Spaniard, but the French came, took part of Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. They took part of it, which that's why we have Haiti and we have the Dominican Republic right now today, because part is Dominican Republic is Spaniard and Haiti is so-called French. You understand? So a lot of people. Let me. I'm gonna say this out clear. We ain't got to Jamaica yet. We ain't got to Trinidad yet. We ain't got to North America yet. The reason why a lot of people in Dominican Republic that are lighter than I am and very African Oh, we're not black. We're Spanish. No, they're not. Spanish is not a race. Spanish is not a race at all. You understand?
Yeah.
It's just a custom, a way of how they do things from Spain perspective. So I'm gonna jump all over the place now. If y'all gonna listen to me, I'm gonna jump all over the place. Now, in Jamaica, the Spaniard first conquered Jamaica from the civilized people they met there, like in the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
And when Britain, England, which is Britain, Great Britain, which Europe is not a continent. Did you know that, Ms. Walks? Did you know that Europe is not a continent?
Europe is not a continent.
No, it's a peninsula. A peninsula is different from a continent.
Mm-hmm.
Africa is a continent. Asia is a continent. The Americas, like Colombia, Guadalupe, Honduras, Mexico, all of them countries combined is a continent. But Europe is not a continent. For those of you who are listening who went to school in England, because Kenya is a British colony, I'm telling you, they teach us that Europe is a continent, but it's not a continent, it's a peninsula. And you need to look up the word peninsula. Someone need to look up the word and explain what the word peninsula means. You understand? So now the British took Jamaica from the Spaniard because although they were of the same race, they were fighting each other like cats and dogs, trying to get the best from all those islands. And then the British started to bring people from, and for those of you who are listening, if I make any mistake, correct me. The British started to bring people from places like, go ahead.
Okay, for those who are watching and for those who are joining, kindly make sure to subscribe if you are new here. And also, if you have any question, you can still comment down below. We are handling everything today. Amand is here to explain to us everything because as I explained to earlier, I think in the previous live I said that I know nothing about history of Kenya, of Africa and Jamaicans. I know nothing. So so today I'm in class and I know you guys you are also in class. Just comment down below if you have any question. So someone is it's not asking, but Stephen is saying that these words were artworks and carried they first met. Aha. I don't
Say
know
that
what.
again. I didn't
Can
hear.
you read,
What somebody say?
can you read the comments from your side?
A peninsula is a piece of land that is almost entirely surrounded by water, but is connected to the mainland. Africa is something different. Asia is something different, and Europe is so small compared to the continent, our continent. Our continent. It's so small compared to our continent. So you see, I'm jumping all over the place, Claudia. I'm giving like I said synopsis because if I start I can stay just under the Moors in Spain who came from North Africa in 711 AD until 1492, but I have to give a little piece, a little piece. Now we get down to our Jamaican because I'm an African. Listen to this now keenly. I'm an African who happened to be born in Jamaica. Africa first, me say. So the British took away Jamaica from the Spaniard. There are graves today that shows names of Spaniard 1600 and even before that are still exist in parts of Jamaica today. The people of Jamaica that are living in Jamaica today, the people of African extract came from Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and places like that. So that's why we would say, for instance, Jamaica would say, where they go? Where are you going? They say that in Nigeria too. And where they go? Which in essence is where are you going? We say, where they going? what is happening. So we still, until this day, maintain some of those synapses, the little bits and pieces of the language still is in the Jamaica language, which we call patois. And should I explain to you why we had to create patois?
You can still explain to us.
Back in the time, not only Jamaica, but in St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Anguilla, not Angola, but Anguilla in the Caribbean. When we were gonna create some asymmetric attributes at the time on the plantation, we had to come up with certain language that the master, the Caucasian master, didn't understand. Hence patois. Cause we say, all right, let me give you an idea. We they go down at the master house tonight. We they go do a thing is right. We they go down at the master house. Man, the person from England don't know what I just said. If you're not around Jamaican in English, you can't tell what I just said. We they go down at the master house tonight, and we at the same time we're cutting the sugar cane. We're cutting the sugar cane and milling the sugar. But we were saying we are going to the master house tonight, and there shall be some justice going on down there. And that's another reason why master, because we could send signal with the drums. Master in band drums. So the people from Nigeria and Ghana, that's where Jamaica, most Jamaican and Benin came from. Why don't you ask me something? Because I'll just go on. Huh?
What about Senegal?
Senegal, where you find the people know from Senegal go to Haiti and other places because of the French colonization, which I like what Touré is doing in Burkina Faso right now, and the brother over there in Niger and the brother in Mali, Africa. I like what they're doing. They're doing the correct thing, like real men.
Do we have Jamaicans who came from Congo?
Yeah, maybe a small amount, but the majority, because the Congo, you'll find people from the Congo who come to Haiti. You have other countries. I'm gonna give you two more countries called Guadeloupe and two tiny islands in the Caribbean. They speak French, Creole, and the music that they play over there is called zouk. And it's all African. You have Guadeloupe, and you have I can't remember the other country. Someone who put it down in the chat here. Guadeloupe and but any of the music they play there today is called zouk. So that was the French colonized there. Most of the places like the Congo and other places where you find the influence of the French, you find it in the Caribbean too. But like Trinidad is more like West African. St. Lucia and not Dominican Republic, but Dominica. They speak English there, and they also speak Creole, which is a derivative of African and French language.
Someone is saying my country Grenada speaks Creole and Grenadian, but yeah,
and also English, because the majority of the language here in Grenada today is English. They had a great president there, prime minister there back in the 1980s called Maurice Bishop, until they assassinated him back in 1983. But let's get back in track. Right, I'm not trying to disregard Grenada, because they're still our sisters and our brothers, you know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the French. I mean, like Benin, Nigeria, and Ghana. Today, there's a place in Jamaica where Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey was from, called St. Anne's. There's a district there called Benin, because the people who live there today originally came from Benin in Africa. Hence the name Benin. You understand what I'm trying to say? Benin is next door to Nigeria and Niger. Don't let me go on. Tell me, ask me some question. Don't let me control this narrative here right now, because I
You
can.
know, we are in class. We are in class. Eh? Someone is
Okay,
saying
okay.
we're brutal. Hmm.
Of course, there
Juliet
was a,
said
there was
hello.
no there was no good colonizer. None, none. They're all oh my God, why this person say this now? You're gonna get let me start talking. These people in
Uh-huh.
their DNA, there was nothing called emotion. They
Uh-huh.
have no humanitarian attributes about them. It's either my way, either you're gonna bail on, cut all these 50 tons of sugar cane, or we're just gonna kill all of you all and get a new set. That is how they used to handle us in here. So I know there's a lot of people in Kenya who never heard and don't know that there was a slave trade. Am I lying, Claudia?
You are talking the fact. So, guys,
Yeah,
if you have
there's a
any
lot of
questions, you can
people.
still ask me. You can comment down below. He will be reading the questions, or I'll be still reading the question. You know, I know nothing about this history. I'm also in class. That's why we have to cooperate. You guys, we have to cooperate. If you have any question, you can still comment down below. I will read it. Yes,
Yes.
let's continue.
Yeah, so the people who colonized not only Africa but the Caribbean, they gave us hell. But trust me, the set that went to the most rebellious set that came off the continent went to Haiti and went to Jamaica. Until this day, Jamaicans are very rebellious. It's in our DNA because they took us to a tropical country, a tropical plain, just like Africa. So when we got off that boat, we look around, we looked around and said, this look like home. I'm getting out of here. And we head for the hills and created community in the hills, like a compound town. You understand? And a maroon town.
Mhm.
You have St. Elizabeth. You have a compound town. You have in Portland. You have Jamestown. Oh my God. No. Am I going all over the place too much? Am I too much all over the place? Tell me. Because there was a fierce revolutionary who came from Jamaica in the 1700s, came to Haiti. His name was Dottie Bookman. Is there any Haitian in the chat? Let me see my Haitian brothers and sisters right now. Dottie
If you have any
Bookman
question,
came
here,
from Jamaica and went to Haiti in the 1700s, and he was a voodoo priest. A lot of people, a lot of African people want to disrespect voodoo because they are Christian. Oh, I don't do that. Oh, that is, it is not the G. No, voodoo belongs to us, and that is what we use to fight all of our revolution. Bookman was the man. He was the architect of the Haitian Revolution. Yes, Bookman was the architect of the Haitian Revolution. Came from Jamaica as a very young man. And the reason why they called him Bookman in those days, Claudia, in those days, they would kill you if they know you know how to learn, if you can read.
uh-huh.
Reading, be able to read was a death sentence. For instance, if I would teach you to read and they find out, they would kill me because they don't
Really?
want. So, yes, do this, do the research. Come on, people in the chat, back me up on all of this. You all know, because a lot of you from Haiti and Jamaica and North America, you know what I'm talking about.
Someone asked a question. Was slaves shipped directly to Jamaica from Africa?
You mean like was a ship built in Africa and financed by African and took African to Jamaica? Is that the question?
You can still, if you can't understand my accent, you can still
I
read
understand
from.
you. I understand you. But I'm asking, is the person asking if there were ships that were built in Africa, financed by African, took up Africans and took the no.
Mhm.
All those ships were built in France, Spain, Portugal, Great Britain, and they would bring up merchandise like rum to swap for Africa. They used to Claudia, I just want to stick. I want to stick to Bookman and the Haitian Revolution and the Jamaican ties that Haitian and Jamaican have, which a lot of Haitian and Jamaican don't know today. But the ships were built in England. The ships were built in Spain. The ships were built in Portugal and many other Dutch countries. And they would bring up merchandise like gunpowder, rum, other things, and swap them because they were unstable African in the psyche, unstable African in the psyche who would catch me and catch you and swap us for a drink of rum and beads and trivial stuff. But please let me get back to Haiti a little bit. Let me get back to Haiti a little bit. I have to big up my Haitian brothers. Cause we brothers, they're having problem right now in Haiti right now. And a lot of Haitian don't know, a lot of Jamaican don't know. But Bookman, the reason why they called him Bookman, I'm gonna tell you the reason why he called him Bookman, Dirty Bookman, because he used to walk with a book, who was a Quran, the Muslim Bible, and he could read it. And he's the one who used to always tell the people, we got to do that African roots. We are going to use that African roots. But most African today, I'm not talking about anyone else right now. I'm talking about African. Most African today are afraid of talking about voodoo. But I'm not afraid of talking about it because I am an African first. First and for me, I gotta tell you now, Jamaican, me a African first. Before me any American or Jamaican. Me African first. And that is, they use Dessalines, Bookman, Toussaint Louverture. These are the generals. You had a sister who was a general. I forget her name. I wish I remember her name in the Haitian Revolution. She was so fierce. If ain't nothing going, she said, we're going to hang somebody today. Let's go find someone to hang so we can win this revolution. And they won the revolution. But the wrong thing that Haiti did taught Toussaint Louverture taught the French had humanitarian aspect about them, which it doesn't exist. It's not in their DNA. And he got on a boat when they came back, went out in the ocean to negotiate with them, and they took him to France, and he died in the dungeon of France. The general of the Haitian Revolution, Toussaint Louverture. So let's people, please forgive me. I'm gonna go back and forth. There's so much going on in this dread here right now. It's a lot of things that's going on. So back to Trinidad. People in Trinidad put up resistance. People in Barbados put up, because we know this is not us. We're not supposed to live like this, the way the West wanted us to live. And if we didn't put up resistance, today we'd be still in chains. You have a lot of people that put up in St. Vincent, in Guadeloupe, in Curacao, in Turks and Caicos, in St. Lucia, in Angola. There's a place in the Caribbean called Anguilla, not Angola. Most people don't know this. Anguilla. There's Anguilla, not Angola. Angola is in South Africa.
Uh-huh.
So you need to research Anguilla.
We know Angola in Africa.
But in the Caribbean, we have Anguilla.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So now, the people that took to Jamaica and Haiti, the only set of African they ever deported back to Africa, listen to me, the only set of African they ever deported back to Africa were some disobedient Jamaican who they sent to fight in the North American War in Canada. And because they couldn't control them, they said, we can't send them back to Jamaica. Send these brothers back to Africa. And they put them on a ship and send them back to Africa. Because they disrupted everything that the Caucasoids tried to kept in place. You understand? Am I going all people that are listening? Am I too much all over the place? Tell me.
Okay.
Because there's so much I have to say. There's so much I have to say.
Can you talk about the origin of Jamaican music and the stages it had to undergo?
Well, the origin, you know where the origin is from. Where's the origin, Claudia? Where's it? Africa.
Ethiopia?
We came. No, not Ethiopia. Africa. Just Africa plain, West Africa. We came with the drums. The
Uh-huh.
drums. The origin of Jamaican music started with the drums. That's why they used to cut off our hands and our feet when we used to send message. When we're gonna attack tonight, we used to send message through the drum. Hence, we have a concept in Jamaica called kumina. Kumina. These people still practice it today as we're talking in the so-called 21st century. Kumina up in St. Thomas, Jamaica. And a lot of people are afraid of these people, but these people are very, very African. The music started with the drum, hence we created a thing like Trinidad Calypso, Jamaica have mento. It's a
Oh.
it's like kind of like the same flavor, the same calypso, mento.
Mhm.
And before I leave from there, please help me retain what I just said. The first, this is a piece of history I'm giving to your audience right now. I guarantee this might sound a little bit arrogant. No one in your audience right now know this what I'm gonna say. The first recording album that ever sold 1 million copy was a Calypso album. Which the style of music come out of Trinidad. Listen, I'm gonna repeat it again. The first recording album for my brothers in Kenya, for my brothers in Nigeria that are listening, for my brothers in Liberia, for my brothers that are in Uganda. The first recording album to sell 1 million copy was a Calypso album, not a R&B, not a compa. In Haiti they play compa, not a rhythm and blues. So no, Jamaica we step from the drums, then we come to mento. I'm gonna sing a little mento song. It's really calypso. It said, I nearly lose my life at Spanish Town. True attacking parrot that was around. I nearly lose my life at Spanish Town. True attacking parrot that was around. Ta 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 ta. Yes, it's really calypso, but we call it mento. Then in the mid 1950s, we invented something called ska, ska. Hence, because it go cha 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 cha. People say it was saying ska ska ska. Hence, the word, the music ska. So, and that was also infusion of the North American Louisiana music, and we combined it together, which created ska in Jamaica. Then ska was from 1959, 69, 70, 71. I mean, 69, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. We had a music called Rock Steady. Better get ready. Come do Rock Steady. You got to do it just like Uncle Freddy. You got to do. It's called Rock Steady. Then in 1960, Rocksteady had a stint of about 2 years or less. Then in 1968, ends reggae, which the world know about today. And I can give you my version of how it was invented. And I'm going to say it. Other people have different perspective of reggae music. In 1968, this I'm telling you about. Oh my God, your grandparents maybe was in kindergarten them time. There's a group called Toots and the Maytals, and they were going to the studio to do some recording, right? So they stopped Toots, and his group stopped on the way to the studio to buy sugar cane, to have some sugar cane to, refreshment. And somebody said, "So where you going now?" And said, "This is what I heard. I cannot deny or confirm, but this is what I heard from one of the horses' mouth." He said, "Oh boy, we're going to do some reggae now with Jeggy. Hence the word reggae." And then he recorded a song the night called "Do the Reggae." So that's how this reggae music come about.
Okay, before we proceed, are you a musician?
Huh?
Are you a musician?
Yes,
Are you an artist?
yes, I am. Yes. So don't, but we don't want to focus on me right now. We want to focus on me right now. So
Okay,
I'm
I'm
just telling you
ready.
about the origin of that kind, this music, this powerful entity we call reggae that is trying to bring the world together, from the Dennis Brown, the Ken Booth, the Sanchez, the Wailing Soul, the Wailers, Burning Spear. Oh, now that we get to Burning Spear, I'm gonna tell you a Burning Spear got his name. This group called Burning Spear, because of your president, who called Jomo Kenyatta and the Burning Spear. He adopted that name from Kenya and called his group the Burning. So reggae and dancehall. The dancehall is most for the younger folks today. You understand?
Yeah.
So no, for me, when I hear dancehall, I have to sit back, take a chill pill, and listen to the young folks do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Before we go far,
So
let me read some questions. Someone asked a question about just a minute. I'm reading from my laptop because my phone can display all
take,
the.
take, take your time. Take your time.
Was the What was the origin of Shango? What is it? Shango? Because
Shango is from West Africa. Shango is an African god from like Agun. Agun is the god of vengeance. Shango is also West African. Babalo is also West Africa. And us African are afraid to talk about it. But guess who talk about Shango and Babalo? The Hispanic people them here in the Americas. They worship African gods. But African people don't want to worship African God because we're afraid of what the Western people might say. But because I know that I'm an African first, I'll always reiterate that part of what we're talking about right now. I will always call Shango Babalo and Agun. Agun is the god of vengeance. So when the system do you wrong, you must call upon Agun. Don't we have any African in the audience to back me up? Come on, yo. Nobody to back me up with what I'm saying. I'm just gonna sit here and just shoot stuff and nobody deny or agree.
we are all in class. I think
So
so.
Shango is West African, and Agun and Babalo. That is our God. We did know nothing about no Jesus Christ and all them things there before before Caesar Borgia and Caesar Borgia and Leonardo da Vinci, the painter who painted Caesar Borgia, the son of Pope Julius, I think the sixth, and they imposed that on us. They imposed it on you too, my sister, and a lot of people in Kenya is following this. That is why things are so hard, because we don't want a lot of people in Kenya and Ghana and Nigeria don't want nothing to do with Africa when it comes to worshiping. Most people in Kenya, let me get on you all people in Kenya now. Do they understand when I talk? I'm gonna get on you Kenyans. In your house right now, a lot of you have that white Jesus in your house. You need to take it down. I don't care if you get mad at me. Take that white Jesus down. Take that white Jesus down. It is what causing this negative vibration where they can spell you, put a spell on you and control all of us. I don't have no white Jesus in my house because if there was a Jesus, he wasn't white. Didn't you see the president in Russia showed you the other day? The true identity of the Christ? That he look like you even more than me, Claudia,
Yeah.
melanin wise. So we
Yeah.
need to stop we need to stop this garbage that we're carrying. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going over here, I'm coming over here, I'm going there. You gotta rein me in, sister. You gotta rein me in. But this thing we talk, I don't care who get mad about this Jesus thing. Put in the bid size Rasta. Some people need to follow the word sound. Oh, European version of the, yeah. Somebody said that's a European version of Jesus. The Leonardo da Vinci painted the painting. This is not what he looked like, and we're following these people, and that's why it carries everything carries. Listen to me, Claudia. I used to have a Western name, and I deliberately went to the court in the West and changed my name to an African name.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
You want
repeat that again. I
you want
used to have a Western name, and I went to the court. It would an attorney cost me from $7,000 to $10,000 to get it done. But because of my ability to understand the English language a little bit, I went to court and did it for about I think $300 or $600 myself, and changed my name legally. I have a East. My first name is East Africa, not Arabic, and my last name is from Nigeria, Amadi. Anybody
Ahmad?
from Nigeria, Ghana? Look it up and tell me if I'm telling the truth. Tell me. I need a little combatant. I need a little competition here now. Don't just let me talk. So what I'm saying is this: the people in Kenya, since you're from Kenya, I'm gonna talk to my brothers and sisters in Kenya. Take that white Jesus down and make a bonfire outside and burn that. Burn that. That's not good for us as a race of people. It's holding us back because they're spelling you for you to look up. And when your child grow up and say, "Oh, God is white. Oh my God, I want to bleach my skin. I want my hair to be straight. I don't want to have nappy hair like this." See, look, don't want to have nappy hair like this. My hair shouldn't be like this because I want to be like the Caucasian people. And you know that is true too. A lot of that is in Kenya too. It's in Nigeria. It's in Jamaica. It's infested in Jamaica. The bleaching thing. Okay, more questions. Let me not go on. Claudia, you got to rein me in, sister. You can't just let me go. You're gonna let me get in trouble. Amadi is an oh, see somebody just wrote Amadi is an Igbo name from Nigeria. Big up, bop, 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 bop. Tell him who is this? Guys,
It wasn't
Igbo.
open.
Tell him, Mr. Big up. I legally, most African in the West would never do what I've done because they're afraid of what people say. Oh, well. Hey, let me tell you a little story now, Claudia. When I'm in Jamaica, and many times, more than 10 times, 15, 20, the police in Jamaica stop me speeding. And when I give them my driver's license, and they said, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm Jamaican." "No, but you don't talk like Jamaican." I said, "But I'm Jamaican." "What kind of name is this?" I said, "It's African, and this kind of name you should have." 9 out of 10 times, then they let me go and tell me to slow down. Did you just heard what I said?
Guys, can you let us know if we are clear enough? Because huh. Are we audible enough? Guys, let us know if we are audible enough. Someone is asking a question. Rasta, how do you
Oh, hold
classify
on,
the Rastas who mix bleed
hold
Africans
on.
from India?
Someone said, "Claudia, see you some other time." I'm gonna tell you why this person say that. You know why? Because I'm blazing the fire and he's or her white Jesus. If I'm lying, come back and lie and tell me I'm lying. That's why
He's
this
from
person left. He said,
he's from
"Okay, Claudia, see you some other time." Or whether Rasta, how do you classify the Douglas who is mixed breed African? They're African because he talk about Dogla. I'm gonna tell you, this person used a word called Dogla. Dogla means the mixture of African and East Indian. We don't use that word in Jamaica, but in Guyana and Barbados, they use that word. They're African because guess what? Dark is dominant from a
Mhm.
biological perspective, and light is recessive. And I'll repeat myself again: dark is dominant, and light is recessive. Hence, that person is an African. Next question, please.
In case you have another question, just comment down below. We will have to go all those questions and
Oh, the person says he's still here. Uncle, I'm still here. Well, tell me if what I said about you was wrong. Because I'm born in the white Jesus. I'm flaming the white Jesus. That's why you don't want to stay. Then Claudia might never bring me back on again, too. because I'm saying that we must pray to a black God because we are Africans.
Okay, I have a question. You are a Rastafarian, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
When did this thing start? When did this thing start?
Okay. Rastafarianism started in the early 30s in Jamaica by a brother called Leonard Howell. He was a well-traveled man, traveled back in the teens, 19 teens, went to Russia, North America, and all over the world. And he was the one who came back to Jamaica and keep telling black people, look to the east to a king who is about to crown, who is related to Solomon in the Bible. And people thought that he was mentally deranged. But when it came true, everybody was like, I didn't know. Well, the upper class, well, I didn't know that. I've got to look into that right now to see how did he come about that. And he organized people, and he used to organize people about self-sufficient. Started a play in a state called St. Catherine, in a little village club in St. Catherine. That's where Rastafarianism started. And they would do a lot of farming and try to get with the business people and do the constructive thing. But the government at the time were so much, we weren't so-called, look, quote unquote, independent at the time because Jamaica wasn't independent until 1960, so-called, again, independent until 1962. So if you're not towing the line and doing it the British way, they're sending the law on you and destroy what you. So his name is. For those of you in Africa want to know who started the Rastafarian movement in Jamaica, his name was Leonard Howell. I think he passed in the 1980s, and the system didn't like him. In those days, Claudia, you couldn't have a picture with a black king in your house.
Aish.
I repeat, it was against the law for you to have a photograph or a portrait of a black king in your house. You must have the queen from England by a born. So yes, that's where it started. And Rastafari, I'm gonna give you a history now. Is there any Jamaican listening? Let me see your Jamaican flag for you, Jamaican. I'm gonna talk to you, Jamaican, right now. I'm gonna give you a piece of history that none of you, if a million Jamaican is listening right now, you don't know what I'm gonna talk about right now. When I see the Jamaican flag, then I talk. And you like up the program, you know. If you don't like up the program, I come off. If you don't like up the program, I come off. Because Claudia is doing something that even Claudia don't know what she's doing. In the next 25 years from now, Claudia going to say, oh my God, I remember Marty told me, oh my God, this is what come out. Okay,
Tell
Clinton,
Clinton Jamaica.
Clinton. Me want to see more Jamaican man. Because I know so the whole don't like to talk to Claudia. Watch y'all.
Jamaica.
Me want to see more Jamaican. Come on.
Let's comment with your flag here.
There's a song.
Jamaica. Jamaicans in the house.
Me want to see more Jamaica flag. A Jamaican me I put on the spot now. Not Trinidad and not Kenyan. We coming to Jamaica Kenyatta, you know. We ain't reached Jamaica Kenyatta yet. But I'm gonna put them Jamaican in the spot. Let me see at least 20 more Jamaican come up. Before me go this piece of history that this bomb that I'll be dropping right now ain't no Jamaican and nobody know about it. And they might say, "Oh, I know," but they don't know Claudia. Anyway, I'm gonna break down and give you the piece of information. In 1967, in 1966, there was a song competition that started by the Minister of Culture in Jamaica called the Reggae Festival. The first person to win the first one in 1966 was Toots and the Maytals with a song called Bam Bam. Now this man don't trouble no man, but if you should trouble this man, it will bring a bam bam. That's the sound. Now the next year, now 1967, I was only 10 years old then. Bob Marley and the Wailers that everybody loved. It was Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, who was the musical genius of the Wailers, and Bunny Wailers entered with a song called Nice Time.
Someone is
Huh?
saying, you keep still, you are shaking.
I'm sorry, I can't. Come on, I'm Pops, man. You got to deal with this. I'm Pops. I'm on the phone. I got to be animated. Just eat the fish and spit out the bones. So I'm gonna tell you right now. Eat the fish and spit out the bones. 1960, 1967 now. The Wailers entered that competition with a song called Nice Time. Originally, Bob wrote that song for his wife. Long time. We no have no nice time. Do yeah. Think about that. No, when Bob Marley and the Wailers entered that song in the preliminary at the night at the Pegasus Hotel in Uptown Kingston, his song got kicked out. One of the best songs. And the reason why they kicked the Wailers out of the group because of ignorance, because of arrogance, because of lack of knowledge, and because they were Rastas. Their song didn't make it past the preliminaries. And there was a singer who was a friend of mine by the name of Winston Samuels in the audience. Look up Winston Samuels. He told me after becoming a grown man, Winston Samuel passed, just like all the Wailers. He told me he entered the competition at the time. And he said on their way back home, because none of them owned cars or motorbike at the time, Peter Tosh turned to Winston Samuel. This is history. Peter Tosh is one of the original members of the Wailers. And he said, Peter Tosh turned to Winston Samuels and said, the reason why your song made it is because of politics. I hope people can understand when I talk. Winston Samuels turned to Peter Tosh from the group of the Wailers and said, you're telling the truth because your song is a better song than mine. It didn't make it, but Johnny Nash from North America took the same song and sold millions a copy with it. Years after. It's called Nice Time. Pull up that song, audience. Pull up a song called Nice Time. I'm giving you history. I'm giving you all history now. And I'm not thinking, I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. This is history. The Whaler song did not make the festival in 1967 because they were Rastafarians. Very young at the time. Very, very young. In their very early 20s. And the same system, the same evil Jamaican system today are Lord and Bob Marley. Those same guys today, Bob Marley in one movie, and we need to elaborate on this a little bit more. These same set of people today, they're hypocrites. And if you guys are listening to me in Jamaica, I want you to know that I know because I was a child then, 10 years old when that happened. You're a bunch of hypocrites. Today, you didn't want to have nothing to do with the Wailers. That was the most ostracized group in Jamaica at the time. And I repeat, that was the most ostracized harmony trio singing group in Jamaica at the time. Simply because they were saying, okay, so one Jamaica, this, whatever that said, one love, blessed love. Come on, yo, talk. Let me hear somebody refute me. Somebody from Jamaica refute me. There is not a Jamaican or no one in the world that can refute what I just said. Let me see. If you do it, it will be just a frivolous waste of time writing.
Someone is saying that you're talking too fast.
Say that again.
Someone is saying you are talking too fast.
I'm talking too fast, but I'm explicit. I know you can understand me. Wise one will hear and will increase his or her learning. If it means something to you, will try to. I have so much to say. I can't be speaking slow. This lady isn't going to have me on all night tonight. So if you, like I said, eat the fish and spit out the bones. Eat the fish and spit out the bones. No, let's go back to Kenya now. Let's get back to Kenya. I I had to say that about Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. And when I talk about Bob Marley, I can't leave out Peter Tosh and I can't leave out Bunny Wailer. When I talk about Bob Marley, I can't leave out Peter Tosh and I can't leave out Bunny Wailer because it was three in one and one in three, like the Holy Trinity. You see? And they're the one who woke up the world. Woke up. Peter Tosh, Peter, and I quote, don't care where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African, unquote. Peter Tosh. My boy that was. No, let's get back to Kenya now. We got a whole little bit of Kenya. We can't talk about everybody and do talk about Kenya. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you, if you find it interesting, you'll overstand, not or understand, not understand, but overstand or understand what I'm saying right now. So I know I'm talking a bit fast right now, but I think the most of the people tell me, oh, you all understand when I'm talking? Let me hear from the people. Let me hear from the people. Do you understand or understand when I talk? Because I know I'm not talking Jamaican patois. I know. Someone say yes. Show me the yes if you understand what I'm talking about. This is history in the making. So we're going. Yes, sir. Right on. Hello, everyone. Yes. No. You are correct, sir. Yes. See, people don't understand. For those who listen to me, man, you can't let the truth. For those of you who don't, or you want me to start Jamaican now, so you can understand when me say. Me go just chat pure Jamaican now and see if you can understand what me say. And me know you're not gonna understand what me say. Cause me go just chat Jamaican. You know, see, it's only the Jamaican them from like Trenchtown or from Hanover gonna know me. Look, but let me get back so you all can understand what I'm trying to say right now. So no, we're talking about Kenya and the relationship that Kenya, and I'm talking to the government in Kenya and the layman in the street in Kenya. One of it knows that Jamaica and Kenya have a long relationship. Let me get a bottle of water. Let me get some water right now. I'm getting dehydrated talking to you. Jamaica and Kenya have a long relationship, late 50s, early 60s, because when they were honorable Sir Jomo Kenyatta was fighting for the liberation and independence of that nation that this beautiful woman comes from. It was two barristers from Jamaica who defended against the crown. Kenya, I'm talking to you, Kenya.
We are here.
Let me see some Kenyan. Yeah, if no Kenyan no come on the line, me not talk no more. I need to see some people from Kenya. Y'all better get on you better get on program now, people from Kenya. One free person said love the vibe. Real somebody say real talk. Me have to get some Kenyan or else me not divulge this piece of information to the people in my Kenya. A Kenya me I talk to now and talk about the relationship between Jamaica and Kenya. That no one talk about no Claudia love this Claudia love this connection. I want to talk to the people from Kenya. I don't see nobody from Kenya talking right now. Hey Kenya, that's why you must leave Claudia alone, you know. When she link with the Jamaican, you know, because I see no Kenyan, you know, pure Jamaican, me I see, you know. You know, can't this Claudia, you know. If you know this Claudia, Jamaica go come over Kenya, you know, and set on the street. Talk about, oh, Claudia's giving away her country for Jamaica. No, the sister is making a link. You guys don't understand what Claudia is doing. Not even Claudia understand what she's doing right now. Not even Claudia. This is bigger than Claudia. Go ahead. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Miss Claudia. Close in the microphone.
I'm saying we are from Kenya.
I can't hear you. We're having something that you have a fan on? Turn off the fan.
No.
What did you say?
I'm saying we have people watching from Kenya. What has just commented?
Listen, if me not see nobody from Kenya, me not divulge this piece of information with Jamaica and Kenya related. I'll just talk about Haiti. I'm not divulging no more information about Kenya and Jamaica because listen, we have a relationship that 98% of Kenya today don't know about. Jamaica and Kenya for the last 60 something years. This is not something that happened yesterday. And I learned this through my father as a toddler, as a baby, by listening to him talk. Because he was a very well read man. And I used to like to listen to him when he talked. Talk about the Biafra War, and when he talk about Patrice Lumumba, and when he talk about Jomo Kenyatta, and when he talk about Kwame Nkrumah. At 6 years old, I'm hearing this in Jamaica. If Claudia tell him if Kenya don't come on, if Kenya don't step up, I ain't gonna talk about this. Because Kenya need to know this. Kenya in the house? Kenya, if you're in the house, let me hear say bop bop, Jamaican style. Somebody said to get better audio. Oh, from my perspective, Mr. Is this Alexander? Is my audio bad or something? All right, me go tell you. Because we have to let go the information. You know, we got to do what's right now. And for you, those of you who say, "Oh, I'm moving the camera too much." I'm pops. I'm supposed to do what I want to do because I'm pops. I'm grandpa. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no CNN. Back in the 1960s, when the British, I hope people in England are listening. I'm talking to you, Mr. British. You colonized their butts in Jamaica too. When they arrested the Honorable Mr. President Jomo Kenyatta. It was Norman Washington Manley from Jamaica and Dudley Thompson, two Jamaican barristers who defended Mr. the Honorable President Mr. Jomo Kenyatta against the British Crown. Hey, Kenya, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to no one else right now, Kenya. I'm giving you this piece of nugget. In the time when they arrested the Honorable Mr. President Jomo Kenyatta, it was two Jamaicans who defended him. Don't think that we're Johnny come lately. We've been having this link over 60 odd years and more. And even when Kenya got its independence, Dudley Thompson lived in Kenya for quite some time, for years. This is a piece of nugget out. Rastaman will not. Wait, say? Somebody say, Rastaman will knowledgeable. Yes, because history is my forte and cooking. History and cooking is my forte. You understand? Because me love to find out about my race of people. My mother, if you see my mother is pure West African. Don't let this little browning fool you now. My mother was pure West African. Okay? That's so true, Elder. See, somebody said that's so true. Yeah, man. So these things we must know these things. And for those, I'm gonna get back on those people who are telling, Claudia, Claudia, you're giving away Kenya for no, we are brothers and sisters. You are bigger than us in size. You must take care of us, Kenya. Nigeria, you must take care of us because we are lost in the West, in the belly of the beast. We are lost. And it's imperative and it's incumbent upon Africa to look after us because we caught hell in the West. So don't mess with Claudia. Claudia is doing her best among the rest of African young people who could be my grand and great grand. I have a bonfire for that now, Star. So don't let me see nobody write any foolishness and antagonizing this young lady, telling her about, you're giving away. Someone said to Marcus Garvey one time, listen to this. For those of you who don't know Marcus Garvey, we go on Marcus Tapin and Mark. Somebody said to Marcus Garvey, this is about in the 1918, said, Marcus Garvey, but you're a Jamaican, you're always talking about Africa. Marcus Garvey said, I cannot give away a continent for a little island. Marcus Garvey said, I will not give away a continent which is mine for a little island. It's not all of us over here in the West is lost. I get emotional when I talk about stuff like this. It's not all of us over here in the West is lost. There are some of us who know what time it is. And those of you in Africa who want to be blinded by the Western mentality, wake up and smell the coffee. Go ahead and sister talk. Claudia didn't know what she was getting into today, boy. I can't hear you, Claudia. Unmute yourself. Me now hear Claudia. Somebody fix Claudia for me because I don't know nothing about it. Yes, Ras, Africa must unite for the benefit of our people. Someone has stuffed on the, it is serving today. Oh, something, somebody said someone um, somebody said a fun on and is disturbing to the audio. Someone said something is wrong with the audio. Who this? Garfield Thompson. Garfield, where you linking from? Give me your flag, Garfield. But some people said, yes, there's something, Claudia. There's something each time you go. But I'm getting my point across from my emotion. People know that I'm very adamant about what I'm talking about right now. Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to ask if they have
Okay, I didn't hear you, Claudia. Speak the word one by one. Don't talk fast like me.
I'm asking if the audio is okay now.
If I what?
The audio is okay.
No, no, not clean enough. Not clean enough.
It's okay. Continue.
Yeah, so me talk to the people in Kenya now, Kenyan, no wake up, man, and stop this disrespect. Claudia, wake up. What Claudia is doing is even bigger than Claudia. Do you know how we feel good in the West here to know that people in Africa concerned about us? Do you know? Do you have the slightest inkling? When we see people from Africa say, yeah, we recognize you. We feel like the long lost child, and our mother came home and our father came home. So, for those of you who write that foolishness to Claudia the other day, you better write and apologize to Claudia. Write and apologize to this young empress here. Like I said, what she's doing is bigger than her. This is the ancestors working through her, because she allowed me a platform to reach out to some of my brethren and sisters in the conscious in Africa. Some of you are not conscious, but eventually this bomb will hit you with a megaton, and you'll walk down the street and say, damn, that Rasta man was talking all kind of crazy stuff, but it sounds kind of like I need to look into this. Claudia.
My audio is bad.
Oh man, the audio is bad from you. I don't know why. We were good earlier. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
When you say yeah, I can hear you, but when you continue the conversation, I cannot hear it as explicit as I want to.
It's raining here. Maybe that's why.
Oh, it's raining. Oh, maybe that's why. Let me tell enough people that are listening. I'm getting on you, all you brothers and sisters in Kenya, and I'll reiterate what I just said. The feelings that us in the West, those of us that are conscious in the West, because you have a lot of unconscious people in the West here who bleach them skin and wear wig on their heads, and fatten the Korean who make wigs, and the East Indian who don't care about us. Us, the conscious of us, when we see people like Claudia, and that there's another young man, and the other reach out to us, it makes us cry. You don't understand because you weren't dragged away against your will and brought to the West. There's a place called Africa far, far away. There's a place called Africa many miles away. Mama says that's where am from, and I know she can't be wrong. Take me back to Africa. Mama, how did I get here? She said, once upon a time, my son, they stowed us on a ship. We had to slave and slave. We had to work and slave each day. The boss, he took the pay. But a brighter day must come one day. They can stop us come what may. A time should come for you and I. We bow our heads and cry. Claudia. I'm quoting Junior Biles, the late Junior Biles. Song called There's a Place Called Africa. Let me hear the Rastaman them in the audience. Lick shot for that. This sister is doing something that is more powerful than her. She started out walking the street and talking to brothers and sisters. That's how I started to watch Claudia. And I was mesmerized by her enthusiasm as she walked the streets of Kenya. And you people go, oh, you're giving away your country for Jamaica. Jamaica, Kenya, and Kenya, Jamaica. How we do know? What's wrong with Go ahead. What are the questions you have for old pops? What are the questions you have for me, Claudia? Can you hear me? What are the questions? Anybody from? Say somebody lick shot, Bob. Somebody agree. It's a Claudia, let me teach you something. If you're talking, yes, ma'am.
Now I can see Black Leo as joined the line. Black Leo, you can see connected.
I can't hear you, Claudia. Claudia, I can't hear you. Can you write it? I can't hear you, ma'am. Can you text it? Text the question?
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. It's muffled and I'm not hearing as explicit. I would like to hear because I would like to answer any question to the best of my ability. See, someone wrote, Fox said, Silver Fox said, Rasta is on fire and on point. These people are people who done their research. And them know some talk reality. Big up Mr. Fox. Someone out of London, England. This person out of London, England, I can only infer from what's been implied from Mr. Thompson that he has Jamaican heritage. But we are the same, we African style, straight African, before anything else. Before anything else, us, the learned of us in the West here know that we are African. Is the unlearned who would like to be something that we are not. Try to deny our Africanness. Am I telling the truth, audience? Give me a thumbs up if me I tell the truth and give me a thumbs down if me I lie. Okay, Claudia. What's the next question you got from Pops? I can't hear you. Slowly, speak very slowly because the noise in the background.
Talk about the cultural exchange.
The what?
Cultural exchange. I just commented down below.
Oh, let me see. Somebody watching from St. Kitts. Big up St. Kitts. Hallelujah. What did you? I didn't hear you, Claudia. I would love to answer the question you asked me. Let me see. I'm not in a good area, right? But we'll answer from the chat. Black something another. Let me see. Watching from big up South Africa. Hey man, I have to. I'm scared of flying, but when I see all these African flags, I gotta like man up and get on a plane. Let me see, beautiful black woman Claudia. Where is you know? To my African in Jamaica. What we can't. I say, maybe it passed, Claudia. What did you say? Say it again. Slowly, word by word. I want to answer your question. Huh? Hold on. A little bit. It's very muffled. Speak way into the microphone. Oh, voila. Wait. Yes, Rasta man. Junior Biles, there's a play. Yes, somebody recognize that. Big up from Orlando, Florida. Yes, Orlando, Florida. Now, me there a little bit south of you right now in Florida. What say just okay, African connection. You see, little people in African connection. Tell them haters must go sit down, man. Tell the haters must go away and leave you alone. African connection. Was Bob Marley when he made it to Zimbabwe. Oh, let me read this. Was Bob Marley? Was Bob Marley fulfilled when he made it to Zimbabwe? Could you be a bit more explicit? I don't understand when you ask if he was fulfilled. I know he always want to link Africa. And okay, let's get into a bit of history with this person here about Bob Marley right now. At the time when um, the late president of Zimbabwe became president, what was his name? He passed a couple of years ago. Bob Marley chartered a plane at that time, $250,000 US was a whole heap of money, and put all of his equipment and flew it to South Africa, to Zimbabwe, to do the concert. The first night of the concert, right, was for the delegate, like in the criminals from around the world that wear suit and ties, and the brothers and sisters. Oh, Robert Mugabe, big up to that person there. Big up, big up, big up. Well, Robert Mugabe was the president. Bob Marley went there and do a free concert. He spent $250,000 out of his pocket. His record company, Island Record, didn't want him to go. And I repeat, Island, Chris Blackwell, did not, and Bob Marley, because him is a Rasta man, the man, you know, the man of Boaz. The term, Claudia, when they say you're a Boaz in Jamaica, mean you're giving to the system. Learn that word, Boaz, the man that bow. If them say, oh, I want Boaz that, you know, that means him giving to anything, him fall for anything that is not good. And he packed the plane and flew over to Zimbabwe and did the first show. Oh, sorry, if people are a bit too animated. Did the show. So there was a freedom fighters that coming in from miles from the jungle and came there and said, oh, could you have Bob Marley here and we are not here? And we used to listen to Bob Marley and Peter Tosh in the bushes before we made our attack. And then knock down the fence, lick down the fence and go inside. And the next night, Bob Marley did a concert for them personally. So while Bob Marley was in Zimbabwe, he was sitting around a table with generals from the military, the now president, and they were asking him, Claudia, are you listening to me? They were asking Bob Marley, what's your next move? They showed him somewhere in a hill and said, any mansion you see there and you want, point it out and you get it. Bob Marley turned to these officials and said, I am gonna have some work to do in Jamaica when I come back, man. But he never made it back because he died maybe less than a year after that. He never made it back to Zimbabwe. But that to show how much I would when you and when I talk to you in private, I'm gonna tell you something more private about Mugabe and Bob Marley. I don't want to talk about it right now, Claudia. I don't want to talk about it. But the officials of the world know what I'm talking about. So like up the video, share. Yeah, right. Like up the video, share up the video, man. Ask any question. Not to liberate I liberate Zimbabwe. Yes, so us in Jamaica, Claudia, us in Jamaica in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s, we had no fear to put the word Africa in our music. And for the Jamaicans and those of you who grew up in New York, North America, back in them days, give me a thumbs up if I'm telling the truth. Give me a thumbs down if I'm lying. All Jamaican music was about the liberation of Africa at that time. That was the most conscious time of the history in Jamaica. Say, Garfield, give me the pure flags, you know. That was the most conscious time. I'm an elder, so I can speak. I lived it. I lived it. That's why Peter Tosh come up and said, in a Milan, quite illegal. In a Milan, I'm gonna fight against apartheid. Africa is for black man. Remember, with certain place in Africa, Africans get no recognition. So we're gonna fight against apartheid. And the word apartheid, it was Peter Tosh who made the populace in Jamaica know that word. Nobody knew that word in Jamaica before Peter Tosh started talking about it. Apartheid. Oh man, see somebody give me some thumbs up. Okay. I've been watching you for a while now. I am a Jamaican that live in Orlando. Thank you, Ras, for supporting Claudia. Much appreciated. Marcus Gav is our leader in Pan-African. Always his story still in Jamaica. Hey, the person I talk about Marcus Garvey, Jamaican already. I know Jamaican already when it comes to Marcus Garvey. I had the opportunity as a child at about 8 years old or 7 to see when they broke the ground to dig the grave for Marcus Garvey. I think it was 1964. I said I was there. I was coming from school and I stopped to watch these men use shovel and pickaxe to dig that hole up in Hero Circle. And I went to Marcus Garvey funeral. There's no Jamaican. If there's 1 million Jamaican watching, Claudia, in the audience, there's none of them can say they went to Marcus Garvey funeral. Even as a baby. I went there that Sunday to the funeral, barefoot, no shoes on my feet. Didn't know what was happening. Didn't know what was happening. But my intelligence tell me that you should go, child. Because this is history in the making. I went. I was there. And this is why my mind is like this, the way it is talking now. And I try to pass it down to my son and feed him the history. And it's because of Rastafarianism in Jamaica. Why Jamaica was so conscious at one point in time. Jamaica is not conscious anymore. Because every man in Jamaica are bleach. And every woman want to wear weave on them head to look like East Indian or Chinese or white person. Here's texture wise. Me went to Marcus Garvey funeral. There's not a person in your audience. If there's 1 million person can point and say, yes, I was there too. Not even as a baby. I was about 7 or 8 years old, Claudia. I went there. Didn't know, didn't understand the fullness of it. But the spirit tell me. The spirit, so somebody writes a bonism. I have brethren or sister, I have to talk so the populace can understand what I am saying. I'm not talking to my brethren them up at Portland. A Portland me come from in Jamaica. I'm not talking to them, but me have to talk to the people them so them can get an understanding or an understanding of what I am trying to convey at this point in time. You understand? Me understand say easy man and nothing to big up, But when I speak, which I do many times, this is how I have to talk to the masses to get my point across. Yes, I'm with my water. So what I'm saying, no, let's talk about Marcus Garvey now. Can we talk about Marcus Garvey? Claudia, I'm talking to you, Queen. Marcus Garvey was born in a parish called St. Anne, the same parish. We call it parish. In America, they call it state. In Canada, they call it province. They call it province. Preach on, teach, teach them Rasta. They call it province. No, Marcus Garvey was born in St. Anne's, 1887. From 1887 to now is about what? Would be 130 something years, right? Bob Marley was born in 9 Mile, St. Anne's. Burning Spear was born in St. Anne's too. Now, Marcus Garvey was a brilliant child growing up, very African-centered. Came to the Kingston as a very young man, working the printry, doing printry work, dealing with literature and stuff like that. Used to go debate at all these Ivy League schools amongst these white British children and would whip their pastoria, let me use the correct word, but they wouldn't allow him to win. They always give him like second or so, but he was brilliant. As time goes on, Marcus Garvey was in Jamaica and trying to enlighten the Jamaican masses at a very young age. I'm telling you about now, very because if he was born in 1887, when he was like in his 20s, he was talking to people, sounding for wise up. And then he heard about Booker T. Washington in America, and he wrote Booker T. Washington and asked him to invite him to America because he wants to come and widen his horizon. When he came here in what? 1914, if somebody correct me. But when he got here, Booker T. Washington died. Booker T. Washington was a very prominent black person who believed in self-reliance, learning trade, get educated here. And when Marcus Garvey came here, he died. Booker T. Washington. So Marcus Garvey had to fend for himself because he didn't get to meet Booker T. Washington. And he was in Harlem, New York. Let me give you a joke about Booker T. There's a man called oh my God. Anyhow, let me skip. Marcus Garvey was on the stage one time, right? And he was very animated, just like I am right now, giving a speech. Back in those days, he didn't have a microphone. You use what you call a step ladder. You get a ladder, you stand on the ladder, overlooking the masses, and he was talking. And then he get down off the ladder on the stage, and he was talking. And guess what? Marcus Garvey fell off the stage. He fell off the stage, and he just got up, brushed himself, run back up on the stage. And when people saw that, they clapped and said, that's leadership quality. But he started the UNIA in America, the UNIA newspaper. This brother was owning bakery, the organization, not him, the organization, bakery, grocery store, real estate. And intelligent people would back the organization. Then he made a brilliant, you see, people, for those of you, Rasta teach us, for those of you who are listening, I can't go through everything because you have to read the philosophy and opinion of Marcus Garvey. You have to read that. Marcus Garvey do wonders. Sold out, for those of you who never come to America, Madison Square Garden, the old one, hold about 30,000 people, and Marcus Garvey sold that out with people outside want to come in to listen to, in the 1915, 1916, Marcus Garvey sold that out, and people can't get in to hear this brilliant Jamaican speech like this with his accent was explicit and profound when he speaks, because they're taping Marcus Garvey today. Marcus Garvey bring people together, and Marcus Garvey galvanized African people around the world, where his organization had over 7 million Africans around the world. From Azania, the correct name of South Africa is Azania. It's not South Africa, it's Azania. And the group we call the PAC, the Pan-African Congress, is a derivative of the UNIA Marcus Garvey organization. Let me hear from South Africa. Talk to me, South Africa. Come on, talk to me now, y'all. Huh? I can't hear you. Okay, just let me talk. I'm just going to talk. Okay, read. Okay. Hey, Queen. Like, no. Listen up, class. This is free lesson, and he is on. Someone said, Mr. Fox said, listen up, class. This is free lesson, and he's on point. Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey also owned property in Toronto. Yeah, see somebody, hey, this is piece of history I didn't know. So Marcus Garvey owned property in Toronto, Canada. Big up to that person there. Big up, respect for that piece of information. So Marcus Garvey even bought ships, because he said if we're going to do business, we need ships to go to Liberia, to go to Benin, to go to Panama. And the ship got sabotaged because the United States of America government put a black man beside Marcus Garvey to be his best friend, who sabotaged Marcus Garvey and the organization. And eventually, they broke up. The Black Star, like, yeah, we had ships. Back in those days, sister. And how we galvanized 7 million people. There was no YouTube. There was no Facebook. Tell me the rest of them. There was no whatever. There was no social media. But how they used to get the information around. There were a lot of sea merchant people who worked on ships back in them days. So they would smuggle. They would smuggle a newspaper, the Marcus Garvey newspaper, to Australia. He had an organization in Australia, in South Africa, in Haiti, in Cuba, in Ghana, in Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? So this brother had done something that no other human being had done before. And still to this day, no one tap it. But they eventually concocted, I'm looking for the correct words to say here. They concocted this, they were saying in America, this cockamamie story, and sent him to prison. And after he did finish his prison sentence, in 1929, they sent him back to Jamaica. But hear this now. Hear the reason now, audience. Being Liberian, can you speak on the connection with God? Yeah, all right, Liberian man, I soon reach to you now. I'm going to talk about my grandfather now. So, Marcus Garvey was deported from Louisiana back to Jamaica in 1929. My mother was born in 1929. My grandfather was born in 1914. My grandfather said upon Marcus Garvey coming back to Jamaica, he had never heard of Marcus Garvey because my grandfather was a country boy in Portland. So them days they didn't have radio, you know. My grandfather was born and telephone. So he moved to the city. So when Garvey come back to Jamaica, he joined the UNIA, my grandfather, because he heard this black man was saying the correct thing. Yes, and Marcus Garvey had ties. Marcus Garvey sent delegates to Liberia because the rubber people, not good here, the other one, wanted to make sure that Marcus Garvey organization didn't reach in Liberia because there's so much rubber plant in there. And Marcus Garvey was saying we should own that. Marcus Garvey said he was the provisional president of Africa, which means he's president until you guys elect someone else. And there were some lucky, some foolish Africans who said, "Oh, you need to shut up," because they were pandering up to the French and the British. You know, saying, "Oh, this Negro has lost his mind," saying that he's the provisional president, which he was, because you never have no president. You're going on and talking for Africa. But Marcus Garvey had never set foot in Africa, but he knew so much about it, just like myself. I've never said. But maybe I might have to come to Africa soon. I've never set foot in Africa, but I paid my dues, spent my money to learn so much about Africa. And Claudia, when you go to Jamaica, you have to go to Marcus Garvey grave. You have to pay tribute, okay? You must pay tribute to Marcus. And every African from around the world, when you go to Jamaica, make it your point of duty to go to Hero Circle and pay tribute to Marcus Garvey. Because my next trip, I'm taking my son in June and my nephews, and we all are going there to pay tribute to Marcus Garvey and pour the liquor and do the ritual, the African rituals. People I would like to talk a whole, remember to like Africa is your blood. Yeah, that's true that. I would like to talk a whole heap more, but we can't give you all of it all once. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give you a little bit right now, then later I'll give you another. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus Garvey has left his footprint in the volcano, not in the sand, in the volcano, because it's there for good. And I have met Marcus Garvey, two sons. I've met Julius Garvey, and I have met Marcus Garvey Jr. Marcus Garvey Jr. went on to the ancestors, but Julia is still alive. I have the opportunity of meeting those people. Yes, I did. So, Woody Meyer did. Oh, yeah, Woody Meyer did. Yeah. Woody Meyer, big up to Woody Meyer, man. That youth there going with things. You know, see it. Respect him. So, There's so much more we can talk about. Oh, I'm gonna tell you guys about. There is a concept in Jamaica we call kumina. Listen to the word. Don't that sound like West Africa? Kumina. This is these. They exist today in Jamaica. They use the drums to send message from one part of the island to another. You and I can understand it because we have lost that translation through the transatlantic. It's not a. They call it the transatlantic slave trade. It's not a trade. Slave trade is not a trade. A trade is when I give you something and you give me back something. So we need to stop calling it the transatlantic slave trade. We need to call it what it is. It was hell and waters. Big time Helen Waters. Claudia laughing. So, you see, all of these things now, there's a lot of things we need to learn. And us as a people, Claudia is trying and Wood the Maya, Africa, and the rest of the youth, them. I have to big them up. Because what you guys are doing is bigger than what you guys. Because you're opening up certain and you're bridging gaps and make we know say we all are African because there are people in me go talk about Jamaica, me go expose Jamaica. Me expose you know. Enough Jamaican no want to talk, say them are African. And they look like they just come out of the Congo, pigment wise. Who me know why? Me no African. This is how Jamaicans say, me no African, me no African. And I say, shut up. We're the only people who want to deny ourselves of our origin. Let me say thank you, like the video. Yeah, man, Claudia, thanks. Put me on your platform, you know, because give me this wide platform and me talk to people in Kenya. Didn't you see was it last year when Shelly and Fraser came to run in Kenya and the sister got sick in Kenya and Shelly and Fraser went to the hospital and visit her because she knew it's her sister. Come on, people in sports, talk about that. Don't you remember? You didn't hear about that, Claudia? You didn't hear about that? It's quite obviously you're not hearing me, Claudia. Okay, we getting we have to fix this for the next time we talk because I can't hear back Claudia and stuff like that. But audience, big up to your audience, man. I mean, need to see more people from Kenya come in on the thing. I want to deal with down the Kenya. I want to deal with come in, man. This is not a Jamaican thing. I mean, if it's more Kenyan attack, man. Who will eat more Kenyan? I see his Jamaican flag. I see one, I think, South Africa. I don't see no flag from Ghana. I don't see no flag from Swaziland. I want to deal with. You think you can buy this information when we are dispersed here right now? No university is not going to tell you that. Because them know why you know that. What is now? Social and cultural dynamics of Africa brought. The social and dynamic. Well, right now, it was a business thing, you know. What was the social and cultural dynamics of enslaved African brought to, no, the word they use wrong is enslaved African. There were no slaves came from Africa. We were made slaves when we came to the West. What came out of Africa were doctors, engineers, agriculture specialists, carpenters, masons, irrigation specialists. But when we come to Jamaica, we had to Jamaica since I was dropped. My people were dropped in Jamaica. We had to make do with when we come to Jamaica, and most of us thinking to ourselves, we have to run away because this is not humanity. And a lot of us run to a compound town and maroon town. And Claudia, when you come to Jamaica, you must go to Jamestown in Portland, where Bookman was one of the architects of the Haitian Revolution in Portland. That is a must. You must go and walk on that soil. The first time I went there, I broke down in tears. And I was asking, I thought, is this where Bookman was from? They said, yeah, this is Bookman's place. You know? And there are places in Jamaica today, like in Maroon Town in Portland. People still speak the indigenous language from Ghana. Yeah, some of us held on tight. And we have big relation. A lot of people don't know this, but Jamaican and North American had a big still have a big relationship through slavery. Because what they used to do, they used to bring the slave to Jamaica and break them in, then bring them to North America, where it's cold, so we couldn't run away. And I think is it? I think it's the first. Oh, I have to look at my history. The first Baptist church. Ah, God, I don't want to tell any lie. But gotta dig up my history. Don't. The first Baptist church was started in Spanish Town. Is it Baptist? Was started by a black American in the 1700s in Jamaica. He bought his freedom and went to Jamaica. But most people don't know this. But we have strong tie. The link strong. The link strong. Where you all at? Come on, you all. 1st August 1838, slavery was abolished in Jamaica. We celebrate August 1st, which is which is Emancipation Day. And then we can talk about 1865 now, which is the Paul Bogle uprising. When they tell, huh?
Another question from Black.
I can't do well. Because you, the younger Jamaican generation, want to know about. Does you? Oh, somebody's asking. Does you, the younger Jamaican generation, want to know about Africa? The younger Jamaican in Jamaica today don't want to know nothing about Africa. Look, cause look at I'm not afraid for talk. I'm not afraid for no guy. The entertainer them bleach them skin, which the largest organ on the human body is a skin. And when you put this foreign object on your skin, your liver, your kidney, and other anatomy has to process it. And eventually your children them going born retarded and your grandchildren them because it's in your DNA. Back to Jamaica me talk about now. Those of you who are bleaching your skin, putting this poison on your skin, it might not affect you, but your children and your grandchildren DNA would be disrupted. And them gonna have all kind of problem you Jamaican who bleach your skin cause for your children them. Let me hear you say amen if you all agree with what I'm saying from Jamaica now in Ghana too and in Kenya. Let me hear, give me a amen if I'm telling the truth. And that me want if me I tell the truth. Talk about it. Yes, she did help. Team. Does you the younger? Oh, does you the? Okay. Let me come on. The Jamaican them, the men them. Let me tell you what they do, Claudia. They take a socks that you wear in a boot, a long sock, and put over their hand so the sunlight don't catch them. And in daylight and put around their legs so the sunlight don't catch them. Somebody give me a big up, Clinton. Give me a amen. This thing that they're doing down in Jamaica, it's disgraceful and distasteful. The most conscious time of Jamaica was in the late 60s to the early 80s. The most conscious time of Jamaica culture. All of a sudden, everybody wants to look light skinned. When you want to look, them people sitting in the sun in Jamaica trying to get a tan. They come to Jamaica and sit in the sun all day and look like a lobster when they're done. And you all want to bleach your skin. How we doing in Jamaica? Wanna think. Wanna think, man. And stop the foolishness. But guess what? If you don't think, time and nature will take care of you and your children. And you're going to leave your children with a bag of problems, medical problems. Me don't want nothing for my body. I appreciate how the creator designed I appreciate this. Okay, read again. Oh, we're African slave trade. Who were African slave traders. The African slave traders are the British, some Africans. I'm gonna get back to it. The Portuguese, the Spaniards, the Dutch, and other people. Somebody say, oh, you are some Africans, some Africans who had lost their God-given minds, and because of vanity, thinking that they're going to get vanity for sending their brothers off to somewhere to this God-forsaken place. Yeah. Beg the Creator not to, you know, to forgive them. Can't talk to nobody. Yeah, man. Self-hatred, right? True, yes. A lot, the German too. The German did. You don't. Hey, I'm not gonna skip the German. The German went into Mozambique and wreaked havoc in South Africa. Hey, German, you listening? I know what you did to my brothers and sisters. You killed their animals, starved them to death because you want their land. And a couple of years ago, you talk more. You want to compensate them $1 billion. Who do you think you're fooling? You don't need to run away with that. People, yes, for you, those of you who don't know, the German was down in southern Africa too, wreaking havoc and destroying our people. Hey, you just dug up the hornet's nest, girl. You shouldn't put me on. You should never put me on. Because people are going to call and say, you shouldn't bring that man back on. You don't like white Jesus. The Kenyan are going to get on you. Because they're going to tell you, oh, you don't like white Jesus, which I don't. What else? Let's see, Claudia. It's raining. Hello, oh, Jamaica is waiting on you. Someone said Jamaica is waiting on you. Okay, right, Claudia, right me. I can't hear you. Right. I can read a little bit. Okay. Finish? Little bit. Okay, rain is on you. Someone said Ras is uncompromising. Truth you talk, man. Me no compromise with foolishness, man. Anything me I do, it have to be righteous. I am not righteous. Let me tell you this, people. I am not righteous, but I strive for righteousness. You know, hear what me say? Me say me not righteous, but me say, where the Kenyan people, me not like this in a Claudia, where the Kenyan people, them give them out big talk about you selling out Kenyan, and none of them no come on. Disrespect Kenya. Me not like that. More Jamaican than Kenyan is on the program. What kind of thing that? That not right. I can't hear you. You gotta write me. You gotta write me. Somebody say your mic is not working. We're not hearing you, Claudia. Write, please. Tell somebody to write me. Someone's a bird in the fire and telling our people the truth. Yes, brethren. We have to tell the truth, man, and shame the devil, man. Claudia wasn't up for this. Claudia maybe think I was gonna tiptoe through the tulips. She wasn't up for this at all. Me burning all this fire. Uncompromising Rastaman this. If it's not about the liberation of Africa, I'm not into it. Okay. It's late. Hey, Claudia, we'll talk some more, okay?
We'll create more life.
Right. We'll have more live. Yeah, we're gonna do it more regularly. Because me like it, me want people in Kenya to know say Jamaica and Kenya is not no Johnny come lately. We've been linking for quite some time in positive way. You understand? But that's how the thing go. See somebody say no, it's sad that Kenya don't support Kenya. Hey Kenya, you don't want me come over there, you know, and you may come to Kenya, you know, me come with my stick, you know, me go beat all around, you know, to come from Claudia program, you know. Don't stop the foolishness, man. This should have full of Kenyan people, man. And I hope you guys feel embarrassed that I'm talking about you. I hope it gets out to say the Rastaman was talking about us badly. Uh, well, quote from Marcus Garvey, people. Okay, quote from Marcus Garvey. Listen to this, sister. Someone just sent this in. He said, quote from Marcus Garvey. A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture are like tree without roots. It's time for us to wake up from our sleeping slumber. I agree with this person here. So, still la vie, that's how it goes. So, people, me have to thank Claudia for having me, real Rasta. Me have to thank Claudia for having me. And burn some fire. We don't no compromising thing, man. We're taught the thing how it go. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk it like a TIG. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh, I tell this LA, me too old for tiptoe through the tulips. I have to blaze the fire. You know what I mean? Like Claudia, what you should do is have the elder at least once. They say you should have me at least once a week. But people, I gotta work. I just was working today. That's why you get so much of me right now. And it's 7 hours different. So sometimes when I get in and take a shower, eat some food, do a little writing, then Claudia's off and sleeping. But we gonna make it work because it's a positive thing. We're gonna make it work. You understand? How come I not see none of my people when I tell from Jamaica for watch? I not see none of them, you know. Disrespect. You know the thing go. Claudia, remember I tell you, people that are compromising, we call them in Jamaica Boaz. When you're compromising, I'm teaching you that word, Boaz. When anybody try to mess with you and wanting you to compromise your integrity, tell them, say, I'm not a Boaz. Okay? Jamaican know what I'm talking about. Them Jamaican know what I'm talking about. Oh, Mr. Hey, Claudia, someone is watching us. Called a friend of mine, DJ Burke. Burke at work. He said I'm here. That's one of my go. Hey Burke, respect, man. Respect. Dropping a little bit of science here in a Burke. Yeah, man. So to this young lady here and the rest of Kenya, but I don't see no Kenyan, a pure Jamaican flag, me see. Pure Jamaican. What? It's just Jamaican alone, what you? 93. Okay, what that is. Somebody said maybe most Kenyan are making babies. Somebody said they sleep too early. Wake up and live, Kenya, man. One of the Jamaican. Yeah, man, we need to talk up the thing, man. I make the thing nice, Claudia. So, Claudia, did you get enough for today?
Yeah, I have learned a lot.
we have to fix the microphone the next time. The next time you come on, we have to fix the microphone so more people can hear and hear more explicitly. Know what I mean? And we'll talk about it, and then I'll be a little more, a bit more formal when I come on the next. But I cannot be formal. That's not me. My thing is over here, over there, Kenya, Jamaica, Haiti, St. Lucia, Barbados, you know, Guadeloupe, Montserrat. There's a country in the Caribbean, Claudia, it's called Montserrat. They call the people there Monstration. Like when you're a Kenyan, they call them Monstration. And they call the people in St. Vincent, Vincentian. St. Vincent and the Grenadine. There's a lot of people here, man. You have a lot of family here and in the West here. And you think it's gonna get bigger. And we need to have some people now, like from Haiti and Guadeloupe, which are so-called French colony, to call in and pan the program and talk. Because a lot of these people speak English, you know. You all have a place called Saint Kitts, not Saint Kitts, Saint Martin. They speak Dutch. The Dutch colonized them in the Caribbean. So if you know about all them people here, and we need to have them on the program. Yeah, man. Respect. Bob Marley said, Africa Unite. Yes, I am from Montserrat. So, oh, somebody from Montserrat is listening. Big up Montserrat. Big up. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Mine on fire pot. Da, 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 da. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Big up Montserrat. So you see how people from Montserrat listening in. Yes, man. Respect to Montserrat, man. Love that. We need somebody now from Aruba. Aruba is a little country close to Trinidad and Venezuela. And you have, let me find another country that you might never heard about. You ever, not going, I forget the name of the country I was trying to tell you about. There's a lot of countries in the Caribbean, in the island, in the Caribbean. You know, plenty of that is the home of the great Arrow. Yeah, man, feeling hot, 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 man, home of the great Arrow. That's the name of the person who made that song, Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot. Pull it up when you get a chance, Claudia. Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot. Arrow is the artist name. Listen to all African in the diaspora. Someone from Suriname, big up Suriname. What do you know? I saw Kenya are sleeping. They said, hey, Kenya, we lose for one of Kenya. We can't fight the revolution like this, Kenya. We don't talk about the Mau Mau. The Mau Mau was fierce warrior. The British trembled when the Mau Mau passed through. What me say? The British trembled when the Mau Mau passed through. Wake up, Kenya. I want to deal with over Kenya. I know we got 7 hours time difference now, but if we're going to fight a revolution, we can't be sleeping when we should be connecting. You understand what I say? Wake up. Somebody from Antigua, Claudia, Belize used to be called British Honduras because it was colonized by the British. And then you had Spanish Honduras, which is called Honduras today. That's in Central America, not South America, but Central America. Come in countries. Let me see one. Curacao. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you about these countries. Come in, everybody, man. Oh, Kenya, on a feel me tonight. Me know say, on I will hear about it tomorrow when I wake up. So on a feel, everybody are calling Kenya, Curacao, Belize, Antigua, Kenya. See somebody from Anguilla. Big up Anguilla. Tell Banky Banks. Anguilla, tell Banky Banks. Say Blue was on the live today. When you say Banky Banks is a big star in Anguilla. Claudia. He's a friend of mine. I can't hear you. Okay, we're gonna finish the live now, Claudia. But more people, anybody else there? We're St. Vincent. St. Vincent, what you deal with? St. Vincent, don't feel me now. Wanna deal with Star? Guadeloupe. Where Guadeloupe there? The music they play in Guadeloupe.
What?
Claudia, it's called Zouk. Guadeloupe. It's a French colony. They play Zouk. The kind of music is Zouk. And in Haiti, they play music called compa. What is that? Carl from Best. Somebody coming in from St. Elizabeth. I am from Jamaica, just naming place. Great content. Please do more like. Somebody said great content. Please do more like this. All right. We're gonna do it again. And we have to fix the microphone. I can't hear you. We're gonna fix the microphone the next time. Hey, we want Guadeloupe. Let me see you going at the place, Guadeloupe. And Bermuda. Where's Bermuda? Bermuda, where are you? Well, look at, oh, you know, split the work with this young lady at the Bermuda. Anyway, we're going to talk some more, all right? Later.
Bye bye. Good night.
One love, one love. Thanks to the audience. Thanks for everyone input. And we'll do it again. Blessed love. Blessed love.
Thank you guys. I can
Uh,
subscribe.
one love, one love, one love.